Yo, Prime, we really doing this? Yeah. I feel like if we don't, if we just pretend like it doesn't upset, if I pretend like this doesn't upset me on some level, and Val, you mind giving a meta next explanation for this? Well, Kitty, well, folks, this is basically part of this is some character development that you're probably gonna get from both Prime and G, because honestly, they have mostly the same kind of history of what happened to Ryoko. So this is just kind of a story thing. Think of it as a little bit into their psyches, what they think. Because god dang, some of you guys will actually think this is like a real thing when really this is just a work of fantasy. So, boys, here you. So there we go. And if I took any of you out of this, well, we have to do this for the actual people who act like stupid idiots and think that everything, everything that Bugsy No Name does is real. So, like everything Bugsy No Name does when he's talking about like various story elements is real. So we're just gonna kind of curve that. Though this disclaimer. There's the disclaimer. All right, with that little meta-ness out of the way. Yeah. Do you want to start or shall I? I should. Very well. I remember a long time ago. Longer now than I even would like to even admit to kind of actually show how actually old I really am. There was just the boy. The boy who thought he was smarter than everyone else. He could stop any criminal that came his way. He joined the Galaxy Police just so he could stop criminals and space pirates and all that good stuff. Almost had a chance to be being the greatest detective ever, but he gave it all up for the love of one space pirate. And at first, the boy, the boy felt like this is crazy. I shouldn't be falling in love with a space pirate. I have my whole career ahead of me. I have everything ahead of me. I have everything where I needed to be. Why do I need to? Why do I need to just? Why do I need this in my way? The boy tried to stop the space pirate numerous times, to no avail. Space pirate teasing him and joking with him, saying, "Too, saying too bad. You seem rather cute. If we weren't on different sides, I think you and I would get along just fine." Hmm. And after many times of trying to catch her, the boy expanding all of his fucking resources and various clever little traps, he gave up and said, "You know what? I realize I've grown attached to the space pirate. I've grown attached to how she is. I've grown attached to, and you know what? Me being a Galaxy Police detective, it doesn't mean a damn thing. So I know, because I had to follow my heart. So, with a very long chase sequence with the other Galaxy Police officers, he left. Left his uniform, left his badge, left everything behind. Everything he knew to go chase after one he loved. At first, she thought that this was you know, she thought that this was a trick, that the boy tried to trick her. That this is all ploy. But he looked at her. He looked at her in those yellowish brownish eyes of hers. He looked and he said, "No, I left the Galaxy Police behind me. And what I want to really do is spend my life with you." The Space Pirate at first didn't really know how to react. Sure, she's basically teased him at every given chance she's got, but she's never had anybody really confess their love to her. And after a few, uh, well, about a year of them actually just being acquainted with each other, doing all sorts of space party things, and the boy actually hiding his identity because the space pirate and the boy were a little bit younger, roughly 18, and she was 19. And they grew more fond of each other than anybody could imagine. You couldn't even separate these two for a moment. That's how that's how much they were in love with each other. They cared about each other. They cared about each other. They were always around each other. And then one and decided to settle down on and decided to settle down on Earth, where since the boy now a man now the, now he's grown to be quite a hero with his own set of powers being on Earth. He decides to be you know, but that a hero that is paid by the government. The government really doesn't have any real say on what he does, but he does get paid to stop the villains that attack and various galactic emperors. He goes home and sees his wife just waiting for him. The Space Pirate tries to get a whole bunch of jobs, but it never pays off because she has a little something of a fiery temper. And because of that, and because of those reasons, she never. And because of those reasons, she never really got a job. Just sitting around drinking sake. But the boy now, a full-grown man, doesn't really mind this because he kind of knew that Ryoko would probably not get a job with the way the space pirate would not get a job by the way she really conducts herself. But she tries it anyway, and then gets a job being a bartender for a while. The man the man was happy that his girlfriend, sort of wife, because they sort of got married and they sort of were married, kind of legally and illegally. It's a long story, but this story would be long enough if I told that part. Let's just say Teal. Let's just say it was made by an unofficial thing, but on the marriage certificate on a certain thing, it actually is legal. But that's not the point. But well, the the man starts well after a while and after a little bit of extended play time. Wink, wink. they have kids, and this was the most happiest day of the man's life. He couldn't like he couldn't believe that this would be happening to him, that he'd have a family of his own, that he would be so happy, that he'd be this happy. But it's many things. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. And there were times before he had his kids where they would have fun just trying, trying to get get kids. Loads of fun. I mean, let's just say, there are a lot of times where the man didn't get up for work because of all the rampant playing they do, to the point where he couldn't walk for like 2 days. And of course, he'd have to inform his boss that he couldn't come in the next day. His boss would go, "You just still trying to, you guys still trying to have kids?" And the man would go, "Yes, boss. Yeah, I think it's working quite fine. So I'm sorry I can't report in for today. Could you get one of the other heroes to kind of take over for me?" He's like, "Of course." He's like, "Of course, he's like, "Of course, SD. We have plenty of heroes, and you're not the only one that does a good job. Thanks, thanks, boss." But getting back to the actual part. All this, not all of this, not all of this happiness could could not all of this happiness was permanent. In fact, you could say that it was only the beginning of something even worse, something even horrible. One day, one day, as the man was dealing with a string of villains, he came home, beat, saying, "Honey, kids, I'm home." He'd walk into the doorway, no answer. Not even the kids would be grabbing and tugging on his freaking boots like normal. He walks into the front room and is horrified at what he sees. His kids huddled together, scared, shaking in the corner, while he sees his wife in a pool of her own blood, almost lifeless. She calls out to him, "Are Gus, are the kids safe?" And he'd reply, "Yes, they are, honey. Yes, they are." Good. But as she says this, he sees a presence almost watching as this transpires. Hmm. The figure, the figure, the figure came out of the shadows. "How has it been, cousin? It's been a while, hasn't it? Bloody, why are you here? Did you do this?" "Yes." "Why, yes, I did." "You bastard. I'll make you pay for this. I'll make you pay." He couldn't let out those, he let out a cry. "I'm here, Ryoko. I'm here. I will never, never let. Please stay. Think about the kids. Think about me. Can't can't lose you. Not now. We have so much. We have so much work to do with the kids, and but the man knew that he'd have to. Also, he found out one of his other kids were dead, which was even more traumatic. He and he knew the kid. He knew that the rest of his remaining kids couldn't be safe, so he pushed them out all across the multiverse, never really knowing who their real dad is. So, with determination in his soul, he decides to go and pay this new villain called the Ultimate a visit, which was his cousin, Blade of. Bloody, you wanted to fight me, eh? I know why, but I thought for maybe a split second, you wouldn't actually care about all this. You would just let me have my perfect. You'd let me have my life. I thought you'd be over this. What happened? What happened between you, me, and my father ended years ago. But you see, maybe, maybe. But you see, your life is everything I would have wanted. Everything you would have wanted. Listen, listen. You would want, you would want my life. You'd want my life. So you'd want to be jealous of me so bad. You would take the only thing that's really important. You take the two things that are important to me in my life, my kids and my wife. Now let's go, bloody. Let's dance. You're gonna die this. You're gonna die on this night. Want I wanted nothing more than to live peacefully and never have to kill again. But it seems you forced my hand. After a long, climactic, and bloody battle, filled with a lot of angst and a lot of crying and a lot of basically almost a lot of basically the man thinking of just killing bloody and also ending himself. He said to himself, no, because maybe one day I'll come back for the kids. Maybe they want to know who I am. So for now, I'll just walk away. And the ultimate, clutching the last of his breath, I will come back. I will come back. We'll never end this little battle, this little skirmish of ours. It will never, ever end. Because as long as you're alive, as long as you're still kicking, I'll still be here. I'll still be here to curse your name and bring chaos in your life like you did mine. So no matter what you do, I will always come back. Mark my words, for it is a curse that I put upon you. Remember that. Remember. Remember. The man didn't think too much of Bloody's words, for he thought those were the words of a very desperate man willing to still carry on the fight. So now, but a little bit later, he finds that that the only way to bring his wife back was to really bring her back, but make her have a different history and a different timeline. The man said, "I don't care as long as she's alive, but as long as I can see her again, I don't care. I don't care, Grandpa. I don't care. Please, just do it." His grandpa being Lord Death, by the way. But grandson, she will probably never know you. You'll probably know where she is, and you'll probably know where she'll be, but you'll never know who you are. Are you really okay with her not knowing? If it means that she's alive in some way, shape, or form, I don't care. Do it, Grandpa. He's like, oh well, this is what you want. I cannot stop you. And a few misadventures later, and a few talks with his yellow ball of a brother, he finds Ryoko with Tenchi of all people, because yes, he knew who Tenchi was because of the many, many resets that happened to the universe. He goes up, and in most of the other alternate realities during the reset, he knows Tenchi, and in this current iteration of the timeline, he basically knows Tenchi as an old friend. Tenchi not really his knowing knowing the man's true history with Ryoko. He comes around every now and again to see her, even if she doesn't remember him, because all she really cared about now is Tenchi and the newly formed batch of memories she has in her head now. Where everything in Tenchi Muyo played out exactly the same way. He goes and says, Tenchi, you know, due to your current adventures, I bet you already know why Ryoko's so special to me, eh? It took you long enough to figure it out, eh? Just keep her safe. That's all I want. I don't have to do anything else. Just please, please. Do the one thing. Do the one thing that I couldn't do. Please. I have no I I'm gonna live my life anew without her, even if it pains me. I know. I know that it hurts me. But I've seen what you've done. I've seen that you and her have more of a connection in this time. I will not stay. I will stand. I will just stay away. But every now and again, I'll check on her. Not like it matters, but still, not, not like it matters. Not like it matters, but still, I'll still do all I can. So, but if you ever need help, Tenchi, I will always be there to lend you or Ryoko or anybody else around here a hand. But where will you go now? Tenchi asked. Well, my brothers exist in this timeline, so I guess I'll just go go see them. Maybe live a normal life. Maybe see some new things. I don't know. But it'll probably be the last time. This will probably be one. This will probably be. You won't see me for a while. So I'll see you around. I'll see you around, Tinge. I'll see you around, Tinge. Keep her safe. Promise me that. I promise you. I can always count on you, can I, dude? Well, I'll be off. And the man hasn't really been back there for a few years. Only coming later to find out that Ryoko was pregnant and basically hating the world that basically all this happened, and really the man felt like he had nothing to show for it. But then he remembered. He still has friends, family, and other things keeping him going. So the pain of Ryoko not remembering and being pregnant with Tenji's kids really didn't hurt as much. Even though he lost something, even though the man lost something, he gained something even greater. Well, that's about it. Yeah, uh, let's just say we needed to tell this story in this way. Bugsy G, didn't have the same experience Prime did. My Ryoko's just gone, lost, just nowhere to turn. Me, Prime, at least he gets to see her. Me, not so much. You know what? You know what, G? Let's go get some sake, man. Let's pour one out for let's pour one out for ourselves, you know what I mean? Doesn't Ryoko come to your bar? Well, Tenji's trying to Tenji forbids her, but she does try. Tenji kind of stops her from going, but she does every once in a while, and I basically have to look away when I'm at the piano because sometimes thinking about, thinking about her sometimes physically hurts me. Physically hurts me sometimes. But the part of me that truly loves her is still there. It's buried deep within me, but it's still there. It still lingers, like you wouldn't believe. But hey, let's not talk about all this depressing crap and let's go get ourselves a few drinks. My treat. I'm getting a discount? No, I'm just. It's free because it's you and me. And I rather just. I don't feel like drinking by myself. Is that okay? Yeah, man, it's okay. Sound like her. You sound like our aunts. That I do. That I do. Anyways, let's get out of here, man. I'm Bugsy, and I'm G, and sometimes even even the two of us which wish that things were different. But we really don't hate how things are now. So never get that twisted. Never think that we don't care. You know what I'm saying? We'll see you guys later. We'll see you guys later. The Bugsy duo, Prime and me. See you later, Chaotic Nation. We need to tell this story in this way because it's the only thing that would actually make sense. So we'll see you all later. Bye, everybody. Bye.